You're watching the Batter Fans Network.
The heroes are back. Beers talking balls, rapping pink and black. Coming live from the 305, it's official tissue. The Batter Fan, Chris and Dan, weekly rocking with you. We talk Messi, Boosie, Jordy, Lucho, the Fat Four, to Ben Cram, Noah, Ruiz, Fred. What more could you ask for? Tighten up and get ready, listen in on the pod. Solana and X in Espanol, just to even the odds. Breakdowns and gas bagging, join the tribe and just vibe. $3.99, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't hesitate, say what's up, go ahead and come in. No question about it, I'm ready to get hurt again.
No question about it, I am ready to get hurt again.
Chris, the Herons are back. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 403 of the Better Herons podcast. I'm your host, Daniel Granada, and alongside me, as always, Mr. KBD. How are you doing, sir?
This race is getting tense, Danny. It's getting tight.
Leagues Cup?
Yes.
Yeah.
Leagues Cup.
I love Leagues
getting
Cup.
Real tight.
Yeah. Leagues Cup over Open Cup all day.
Yeah, I mean,
look, I do understand why people are annoyed with the format as far as only 4 teams going, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they should open it up a little more. But with that said, that's what made it so interesting because everybody's doing the math. It's like, oh man, we can't lose, we can't draw. If we draw, we got to make sure we win the PKs. That's the awesome thing about the exclusivity, because if 8 teams made it, you'll be like, oh, it's okay. We just got to get 1 point on Wednesday and we're good. No.
Yeah.
You got to win. And if you don't win, you got to try to get 2 points. And if you get 1 point, then you got to watch all the other games and then pray that everybody loses. So I kind of like it. I like it. Yeah, maybe they should add another 2 teams, make it 6. But, you know, the exclusivity is what's making it so drama-filled.
well, and I like the fact that it's been so competitive, but, I mean, there's a lot of math to math through because, like, if we don't win, in reality, if we tie and then win in PKs, there's a number of teams. I'd say 5 teams that I'm looking at just in the MLS side that can be able to sort of jump right above us. Yeah,
Yep.
for sure. I mean, everybody
Doesn't that
under
make it
the 10th
exciting?
It does. Everybody under 10th place really doesn't matter. They can kick rocks, but
No, yeah. There are a handful of teams that could probably take our spot if we lose. But you know, they're playing against Liga MX teams, so nothing is guaranteed. You might get a bunch of losses, so nothing guaranteed. But I do think that that's what makes it so exciting, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. Would you have really watched a lot of the other games if it wasn't for the fact that you need them to lose?
I don't think so. I've literally watched. I mean, maybe because I'm just, I've had the time now because I'm kind of resting and stuff. I've watched every single game.
Yeah,
I've watched
man.
every single game. Rodolfo Pizarro out here scoring goals.
Yeah,
for Juarez.
Oof. Look at that. You even know that he's playing for Juarez. Look at that. So I
just got signed like a week ago.
I've enjoyed it, and I guess we can get into talking about us now, right? Messi got the knock.
So there was a report made, like an official Baptist Health report for Messi. So the injury report is he's injured on his leg.
Okay. All right.
That's the report.
But nobody expected them to necessarily come out and completely open up about what really is going on, right?
No, but do better, Inter Miami. Do better.
Nobody expects him to play, but wouldn't you rather have the doubt that he might play so that teams can have to prepare for him? Like, I've never understood why everybody wants to inform everybody of the injury report. Like, I like that to keep that on the reps.
But I mean, look, and Francisco Garcia saying same injury, same report. And then Vamos IMCF is saying the report was a whole lot of nothing. Yeah, basically it stated here, underwent medical test to evaluate the extent of the muscle discomfort he experienced during last night's League Cup match against Necaxa, which forced him to leave the field.
Well,
a minor
right here,
muscle injury in his right leg.
Sean hit the nail on the coffin. That is why the NFL is so strict with the injury reports, because of betting, right? That's why they have to have it out by Fridays. So because the games are on Sunday, so I get
Yes.
that aspect. But as far as just to inform people just for the sake of informing people, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. I don't think that there's any need to tell anybody.
I mean, but it's Messi, dude. Like, that's a draw. Like, to
Yeah,
have him play in the game. I mean, this is basically telling me that it's a day to day. When, like, if you Google or whatever, I mean, there's nothing really to look up. But people are expecting 2-3 weeks, 3-4 weeks. I mean, but the way that they put it is day to day.
If it is a hamstring injury, like a lot of people are saying, that is 3 to 4 weeks, guaranteed. Guaranteed is 3 to 4 weeks.
So basically, we're cooked for Wednesday because I don't think we're cooked. I really think that we have a really good shot at beating Pumas. I'm just eating crap. But, I mean, it's a long period to be able to miss a player of Messi's caliber. That's going to be a huge loss.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Look, there's a couple. No, there are no positives to missing Messi, but
yeah,
I think that this team can still win with the team that they have. Rodrigo De Paul is a breath of fresh air. I love the way he's been playing. I think he is somebody talented enough to carry a team like this because this team isn't full of bums, right? Like you do have talent on this team. I think that Rodrigo De Paul can come in and make a difference. This is going to be the third time playing. He'll have a couple extra practices, right? Because he's barely practiced with the team. I do think that this is going to be something which we can still succeed. I think Segovia will have a big role. Now, the issue, you know what the issue might be? That our two forwards are Suarez and Allende. And although I think Suarez has been doing a great job of doing everything but finishing, Messi's no longer there. You got to finish now. Because the other forward next to you, if we're still playing a 4-4-2, is going to be Allende, and he can't finish either. So all of a sudden, we find ourselves in quite the dilemma where we have two forwards, and the two forwards are players that have been struggling to finish.
Do you think that Suarez would get an uptick in this case because he now has less of a dependency to depend on like Messi, that he can actually come up and help create? Instead of like waiting.
Did that change anything last game?
I mean, I don't know. I didn't see too much of a difference.
The thing is, look, I think that the IQ, the brain on Suarez is there. Unmatched. Yes. Right? It's there. But that's not the question. He can create. He can make the runs. He can deliver key passes. The things he can't finish. He's having a hard time finishing. It was on Saturday, right? At the end of the first half where he hit the top crossbar, or was it that the game before that?
No, it was this last game where he hit the top crossbar.
I just remember it happening right before the half. I can't remember which of the two games it was, but he's just had a hard time. Look at the PK, the penalty. It went in, yes, but how many people saw that hit the crossbar and everybody's like, he almost missed it. Like that could have bounced out. Like I get it, right? Like technically, if he was in form, we'd be like, oof. Where nobody can get it, right? Like he hit it in the perfect spot. But because he's not in form, everybody's like, oof, he almost missed it. And I think that that's the correct way to look at it because he's been off.
Yeah. Well, Mike V is saying game before, so you might be right. It probably was the game before. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I mean, look, Sean is saying all he had to do was roll the PK and he went with power.
Yeah. And he almost powered it out. And that was crucial. That header by Jordi Alba and winning the PKs is the only reason we're still alive. Because if we lose that game, if Jordi Alba doesn't get, if Rodrigo
we're in the sea of force,
doesn't deliver that ball, and no, we lose. We get 3 points. That's it. We're done.
Well, we'd be instead of 5 points, we'd be at 4, which would be basically.
I said without the Jordi Alba.
Oh, without the Jordi Alba. Oh, yeah, for sure, we'd lose. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we would have lost, and we would have had 3 points. We'll basically forget about it. At that point, just forget about it. And
at that point, we're playing.
And if you really think about it, the last 2 games have been, I don't want to say miracles, but I mean, that Cello goal in the first game happened in the 92nd minute.
Yes.
So
it's like, look, I got to give a shout out to Than Harrington from Inter Miami Podcast. The cardiac herons are back.
Yes, absolutely. The cardiac herons are back. That used to be fun. That was like 2022, was it, that they had that nickname? I don't know if it was 2022 or 2023, but yeah, man, it was 2022. We're still in it. Messi is injured. I don't expect him back unless it's possibly the semifinal. Maybe he comes back for a semifinal, or a final. But I wouldn't expect him back if we were to make it into the quarterfinal. I would not expect him back for that. But maybe a semifinal. For a final, I think for sure you could expect him back. And for those that don't know, Miami has home field advantage against anybody and everybody that is not Cruz Azul. So as long as we don't play against Cruz Azul at some point, which, by the way, I after that 7-0 loss to Seattle, I would imagine that they're not going to make it into the knockout round because of the goal differential is so wild.
Cruz Azul is completely out of it. They have 2 points. They could win their next game, get 5, and there's no way they're making the top.
No, because of the goal differential.
Yeah.
So Miami is basically anybody that Miami plays from here on out, it's going to be a home game. So they got that going for them also. So I do think that we still have a really good chance, but we do need to beat Pumas. Is it necessary? Not necessarily. You could still win on PKs, get those 2 points. If you were to draw and lose the PKs and only get 1 point, that leaves you at 6 points. And at that point, you lose a lot of tiebreakers because there's going to be a lot of teams that win 2 games and get 6 points. And that's the first tiebreaker, whoever ends up with more wins. And a team that wins 2 games, automatically, that's the tiebreaker. And Miami would, at that point, have only won 1 game.
Well, Danny. Yampu saying all the love all the way from Nepal. Shout out for the 7,500. I don't want to say Juan, I guess. I mean, look, you said it, I didn't. Shout out to you for the super slam. Much appreciated.
Absolutely. Shout out to you for catching the show live. That's awesome.
Yes.
So we got home field advantage. And again, if we win, we're in. It's simple. The math is simple. Win and in. That's it.
Yeah.
There's no other explanation needed. Now,
go ahead. You think Mascherano's in the hot seat if we don't win?
He's finishing this season.
So he's finishing the season no matter what.
Yeah.
Okay.
If they were going to fire him, the time to fire him was right before the Club World Cup, where he had that bad run of form the team did. And then after the Club World Cup, when we got embarrassed by PSG, after that, no, he's finishing the season.
Yeah. Well, then what's the starting lineup?
He has the excuse that Messi's injured also.
What's the starting lineup going to look like then, Danny? Because now we're looking at possibly a Messi-less starting lineup. I mean,
this is the lineup.
Yeah, this was the lineup from last game.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, Messi not being there,
I think Allende gets pushed to the top.
So Allende gets pushed up top next to Suarez.
Yep.
Okay. And then I think that keeping DePaul there would be the best bet.
I would move him. I would move him to where Allende is as a right mid, and then I would put Bright next to Busquets. And then when Messi comes back, I would leave DePaul where Allende is at right there as the right mid. I would leave Bright next to Busquets, and then I would send Allende to the bench.
Okay. Well, that I think everybody agrees with, because I think a lot of people are already sick and tired of this Allende stuff.
I'm glad that everybody's kind of stopped criticizing Segovia, though, because when people would put Segovia and Allende on the same level, it was wild to me, because Segovia has looked good all year. It's just he's been put out wide and he doesn't succeed very much out there.
But then now here's the question, because you mentioned putting Bright where DePaul is right now. Why wouldn't we just keep DePaul there, and then instead of bringing Bright in, and I'm a big advocate of Bright, but bring in another winger instead of someone, like a center defensive midfielder?
Because these Mexican teams, and unfortunately we couldn't find the Pumas guest, but the majority of Mexican teams are going to press you. Let me see if I can find out what type of game plan Pumas plays.
Pumas, just so you know, let me go over their recent games here. Pumas recently played against Orlando. That was their first game. They tied 1-1 and they lost in PKs 4-3. They won in PKs. I'm sorry, 4-3. And then they recently played against Atlanta and they won that one 3-2 with a red card, which was their goalkeeper, Keylor Navas. He's not going to be playing against Inter Miami. So Navas, who was their big get recently, is not going to be appearing for the team. So we're going to be playing against their backup.
Correct. Yes, that's right. Navas did get that red card. And okay, so I looked it up. So it looks like Pumas is not like Necaxa, where they are pressing very high. They play more of a mid block. Okay, so they're going to play more of a mid block. They are not very defensive either. So if you can break the middle of the pitch with DePaul, so maybe DePaul would be good to keep in the middle of the pitch, and you can get some through balls over to Suarez or Allende up top. You do have opportunities for transition, but they aren't going to press high. They're not going to leave themselves too vulnerable to the counter. So we will have to build up play. So maybe Rodrigo DePaul is the good person to have out there, but then who would you put for Allende? Kremaki?
I don't know about putting Kremaki. He's just very heavy.
They're not going to put Fafa.
I guess. I don't know. I don't know whether they would put Kremaski or Fafa. I mean, if I'm looking at the lineup, the backups that we have available in that sort of Baltasar Rodriguez, David Ruiz. I mean, look, we've been a big proponent of David Ruiz. I always thought that he was better than Kremaski in terms of skill, in terms of pace, in terms of, you know, his wittiness. So, but we haven't seen David Ruiz in some time. So I don't think we're going to be seeing him. But, I mean, Baltasar Rodriguez, maybe he's a possibility.
You know how your daughter calls Messi a hologram?
Yes.
Baltasar Rodriguez is a hologram. He doesn't really exist. He is a figment of his imagination. Like,
he's a Coco Jean.
I would never look forward to watching him play because I don't think he's ever going to get on the pitch again. Like, I would be shocked if we see him, and even more as a starter. I think
that guy is.
I think Kremaki is more of a believable, or maybe he changes the formation. And
possibly.
If he changes the formation, then all of a sudden you can maybe put Rodrigo DePaul, like somebody in the chat was saying, as a traditional 10, right? Maybe have him creating up top. So who knows? Maybe that's the way we go. But I think he's a creature of habit. I think he'll go with the 4-4-2. And I think Allende goes up top. Now the question is, does Rodrigo DePaul go out there where Allende is and you put in either Redondo or Bright as a CDM? Or do you leave Rodrigo DePaul there since Pumas like to play a mid-block and you put Kremaki out wide? I think those are the two options that we're going to see.
So Mike V saying Robbie Robinson played more than Baltasar. And I want to mention a comment to Love Logic. Danny, what's the best ability?
Availability.
And he's saying Baltasar is better than Krem in everything. Baltasar has a total of like 64 minutes since we've acquired him.
He looked decent in those 64 minutes, though.
I mean, I'm not saying it's 64 minutes. I just made up a number. I mean, if I hit it, great. I need to play the lotto. But
yeah.
And box to box. Look, Pedri's saying the pause box to box. Not
I
that
agree.
creative to play as a
but
10.
that's what I always thought when he first signed.
In that.
Yes, I agree. And when we first got DePaul, that's what I was saying on here. I love that he's a box-to-box midfielder. I think we need that, and I was excited about it. But I said I don't know if that really helps us with the final third as much as I would hope. But everybody was telling me that he has played the role as a 10, that he is good in the final third. So I'm kind of giving in to what everybody's been telling me. I don't know if it's true, but you know, if it is, then why not put him out there? If it isn't, you know, box to box, I'm good with him staying in the midfield anyway.
Well, I think that if we were to do the lineup anyway, I think your way sounds good, right? And this is criminal here, guys. I mean, Javi C 1210 calling you guys out. Only 22 likes. Literally, it just takes a thumb stroke of that thumbs up button. That's all you guys got to do. Danny's done 45 shows today. Okay.
Yeah. And you know, it's funny. I started at 6 a.m. I did a Marlin show this morning. I did Las Garzas at noon. I did Battered MLS at 8:30. I did the LAFC show a couple minutes ago. I'm doing this. And at 10:15, if you guys want to talk Thomas Mueller to Vancouver, I'm doing that at 10:15. So, but yes, and shout out to Vamos IMCF. Go ahead and like and subscribe. We're trying to get to 4,000 before Leagues Cup is over. So, all right. So that's the starting lineups. Let's see. I'm curious what that is. So Pumas, mid-block. Keylor Navas is out. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that I know a lot about their team. What I do know is that although they're one of the bigger names in Mexico, everybody's at least that I've spoken to, that they are on a bit of a downswing right now. They are not in their best form. In league play, they've played 3 games. They've won 1. They've lost 2. So far, they drew with Orlando, and I believe they won in PKs, or they lost. I believe they won in PKs. Yeah.
and then they beat
They beat
Atlanta.
Atlanta, which everybody's been beating Atlanta. So I feel good. I feel good going at home against Pumas in a must. Well, not, the thing is, I don't want to say must win because technically it's not a must win, but I feel like things get really convoluted if you do not win. And if you draw, you need to win that PK. Because if you only get 1 point and you end up with 6 total points, you put yourself in a really tough spot because there are a lot of teams that can jump
get
you
7
with goal differential alone. Because our goal differential is literally 1, a +1. That's it. So that puts us in a really tight spot. So we need to win and at worst draw and win the PKs. But even with that, it's going to be very difficult to move on to the knockout rounds.
So Pumas in their last game scored 3 goals. They scored a penalty, and then Carrasquilla scored 2 goals in their game.
And for everybody saying it's a must win, technically, but when you look at it numbers wise, it's not. You could still advance with we're at 4 points right now.
We're at
5 points. 5 points. We could advance with 7 points.
Yeah.
So it's possible. Now with 6 points, it becomes a lot more difficult because there's a lot of teams right now that have 3 points, and with another win, they would end up with 6 points, and they would beat us in those tiebreakers off rip because they would have 2 wins.
Well, not only that, Danny, but like I said, you have Minnesota, LA Galaxy, Columbus, Orlando, and Cincinnati, and the Red Bulls. That's 6 teams that have 4 points right now. Any of them get a win, we're done.
Yeah, actually, let me share my screen here so I can pull this up. Let me see.
I mean, Orlando has a goal differential of 2, Columbus 2. Okay, so I mean, here we go. I mean,
there it is.
Danny's bringing it up right here. On the left side, we have Liga MX, and on the right, we have MLS. Like I said, everybody above 10, everybody under 10, we don't have to worry about that.
Right. So but that's what I was telling you. If we end up with 6 points,
if we lose, then yes.
No, if we end up with 6 points, that means we win. I'm sorry, we draw and we lose the PKs. We end up with 6 points. Teams Colorado, NYCFC, Salt Lake, and LAFC, if they win, they immediately jump us because they would have 2 wins, which is the first tiebreaker. Yeah. So drawing and then losing in the PKs, you're basically not going to make it for sure. Now, if you were to draw and you were to win the PKs, you end up with 7 points. You have all these teams from 4 to 9, Minnesota, Galaxy, Columbus, Orlando, Cincinnati, and New York, that have to win. But if those teams win, they all eliminate us also because they would have 2 wins. No, by 2 wins, because the team that has more wins. So you would have to hope that all of them lose or draw.
Yeah.
So, winning is the easiest way. If you don't win, you have to win the PKs and then pray that, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that 5 out of those 6 teams lose or at least draw. So, it's definitely not going to be simple.
It's mathematics.
Now, let's say we end up going ahead and we win. And let's say Portland loses or Seattle loses. I'm not sure who those 2 teams play. But if we end up with either 2 or 3, there's a good chance that we play against. Actually, look, Pumas is right outside also. They're number 5.
Portland plays Club America.
Portland you mean this is coming weekend up? Okay.
Yes. And then Seattle plays Club Tijuana.
No, I'm not sure about Club Tijuana. And what about Minnesota?
Let's see. I'm looking right here. Minnesota ends up playing San Luis.
Well, look, we need to win.
Pretty low.
We just need to win. That's basically.
No, I started doing all that before we even started the show, and I almost blew up my tablet.
The way the things are set up at the moment, though, if things ended today, Miami will play against Juarez, and for those that don't know, your boy Rodolfo Pizarro is playing for Juarez, so that would be interesting having Rodolfo Pizarro back in Chase, formerly Drive Pink Stadium, where he was our second ever DP, but our first big DP signing.
10. He was a 10.
Yes, he was.
Use our 10 or yes.
Yeah. All right. Yes, and Soccer Daddy, avoid fourth position. Just win. Just win.
Yeah.
That's all
Just
I'm
get
saying.
in.
Just win. Like
Win and get
Al
in.
Davis said, win, baby, win.
Yes.
All right. Chris, predictions. Pumas, Wednesday night.
Soccer 101, Pedri. Come on.
Pizarro is that was Inter Miami's second ever DP signing. Their first big name at the time. He was a big name in Mexico. He was supposed to be the future of Mexican soccer, and he was out. He was very disappointing, and we
Not
loaned him out.
American.
Yeah, we loaned him out for what was it? 2 seasons that we loaned him out until we
Yes.
finally bought him out, and we bought him out in the middle of the season to make way for Messi and Busquets.
Not American.
Yeah. So your predictions? Chris?
Wasted a lot of money. My prediction is we're gonna kick their ass. So when I'm looking at their schedule, like I said, they allowed 2 goals from Atlanta, and first Inter. Oh, that's right. Yes, he was the first Inter Miami goal ever.
Yep, in Washington.
So they allowed 2 goals from Atlanta. They allowed a goal from Orlando. Before that, during their own season, they allowed 3 goals from Pachuca. They allowed 3 goals from Santos Laguna. And Pachuca and Santos Laguna, they're actually sitting pretty low. Well, Santos Laguna is. Pachuca is sort of in the mid-table. So I'm going to predict a close one. 3-2. We win.
3-2. Okay.
Yes.
We could win. We could win by 10. We could win by half a goal. As long as we win, it doesn't matter. We move on. Who was the first DP signing? It was Matias Pellegrini. He was the first one.
Not American.
Argentine. Didn't work out. Last time I heard of him, he was in Philadelphia, I want to say. I forgot where he ended up. But yes,
Blaise Matuidi?
No, he was our 4th one, which is why we got sanctioned. And our 3rd DP was Higuain. So
I'm gonna see where Blaise Matuidi is. Is he on another train somewhere?
Oh, he's
no,
retired,
he's super retired. Yeah.
This was his last club. I think that Miami wins. I on the Spanish show I said 2-0, but Solana said, I don't know how you predict in a shutout, and that's true. We never get
what are you doing?
Shutouts. I don't know. I'm trying. I feel like this team. I don't know. What I saw, the emotion, and then the PKs, the feistiness. I just feel like they're out here to win this trophy, man. Like they want to win trophies. I feel like it's the goal. They're taking it very serious, and yeah, man. I just think that they'll win. I think they'll win, and maybe they don't get a clean sheet. So, but I do think they win by more than 1 goal. So I'll fine. If it's not 2-0, I'll say 3-1.
Let me tell you, a lot of the fans for these Mexican teams have been showing out.
Pumas has a nice following.
Yes, and Pumas has a huge following. Mm-hmm. So they might show out for this game here in South Florida.
I think so because there are going to be a lot of Pumas fans here. And on Wednesday, Miami fans don't attend those games very well because of the traffic and everything. Yep. So it gives Pumas fans a lot more opportunities to show up and make noise. So I think Pumas fans will show up and be loud.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's going to be a really good game.
Yeah, and then the scenarios, we went over them. Oh, like I said, if we win, we're in. If we draw and we win the PK, we still have life. If we draw and we lose the PKs, it needs to be a miracle. And if we lose, forget about it. We're not making it. So those are the scenarios, basically. And it should be interesting. I'm excited. Chris, are you going to be out there?
I'm considering it. I'm not sure. Not yet. Haven't decided. It's a to be determined. So we'll see. Are you going to go out there?
It depends on if you're going. So.
Okay. All right. I'll let you know.
Yeah. All right. But yes, it should be fun. I'm excited. And you know what? I think that Messi is going to play in this tournament again. And the only way he plays in this tournament is if we make it to the semifinal or final. Yeah. But I think that he holds that trophy at the end of this tournament. Maybe I'm blinded by biasness, but I just can't imagine this team not winning this trophy. And I don't know why I'm thinking that way. But I just do think that that they're going to win it. So we'll see. Maybe I'm being biased. Maybe I'm letting my fandom blind me. But I just can't see us not at least making it to the final.
I love this comment by Mitch saying, I hate all the teams that play on Thursday, know exactly what they need to go into the match day. All the games should be on the same day and the last match day. That is, this is comment of the night right here, Mitch.
And it's funny you say that because I was thinking the same thing. And Florida Man calling me a homer, I try not to be a homer, but I feel like what I've been saying about Leagues Cup feels homerish. But I tried my best to be not a homer on here, but I'll admit it when I think I am being, and I think I am. But then again, I'm ready to get hurt again, like Rohan's saying. What Mitch's saying, yes, I think that is the downfall to this tournament, is that they have – I'm okay with the first two sets of games not being all at the same time, but that last match should be all at the same time because the team that plays on day one, which is tomorrow, they have a huge disadvantage. And then all of a sudden, the team that plays on Thursday, they know, hey, I'm already through. I don't have to worry about anything. Or if I draw, I make sure that this team doesn't go through. Or if I let them win, then I know that this team goes through and they eliminate this other team. So I agree. They should figure it out. Now, I know that putting 18 games on one day is probably not ideal.
No.
But,
Well, and Sean, with the nice comment before we end, 7 regular season games left at Dry Pink Stadium. Like Armando said, get out there. Yep, take advantage, guys, because next season it's going to be in Miami.
No, I have to correct Sean. It is not 7. You still have the 2 first-round games. Then you have all the games leading up to there. Because I know you said regular season, but we got more coming. It's not just regular season. We got more, and we got more Leagues Cup home games coming. So, Sean, get ready because we got at least another 12 home games to go this year. Think positive. Let's manifest it. All right. Any final thoughts, Chris?
You know what? My final thoughts are, Pedri, you weren't bad today. Let's interact, baby. Let's do this.
All right. And I appreciate everybody that joined us. Remember, at 10:15, we're going to Battered MLS fans. We're going to be going live at 10:15 to talk Thomas Muller to Vancouver, which should be interesting. So if you're listening on audio, we appreciate you listening all the way to the end. Please give us 5 stars, comment, review, other good stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. And as always, for those of you hanging out with us in the chat, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us for the last 33 minutes. You guys are the best. And we will be back on Wednesday for the post game. And again, 10:15 if you want to hear about Thomas Muller. Or if while you're waiting for that, you want to hear about Son, because we were on with Eric, and he was telling us about Son signing with LAFC. We did that earlier this night. Check that out while you wait for us to jump on and talk about Thomas Muller. So we appreciate you guys, and until the next one, have a good one.